Hey, Jordan, belated Merry Christmas. Early Happy New Year, I guess. Maybe we'll talk to you tomorrow. I have two quick questions for you. One is if you could just tell me how much you've seen on NC State and what you're expecting from them, how you think you guys match up with them. And then the other question is whether, you guys are on a roll, 5 wins in a row and all that. And then, excuse me, the Omicron comes and some games get canceled around the league and all that, new protocols here and there. I'm just wondering if that's been a distraction at all, or do you feel like your team is still exactly as mentally sharp as you were when you were, playing your last game?
Um, yeah, so as far as NC State, the first part of your question, we watched film on them. I'm sure we've all seen them play before. They're a high octane offensive team. They're really good, just like everybody else in the ACC. So, as long as we stick to the game plan, stay focused on the scout and knowing the personnel, it should be a good game. I think we could come out on top. As far as the Omicron, I think we're all locked in, just staying safe, staying, extra sanitary, being cautious, wearing our mask in the building, making sure, if we're going somewhere, it's a necessity, and just being really careful overall. I don't think it's been a distraction, because a lot of us dealt with this last year, besides the freshmen, so it's not new territory. However, it really just helps us appreciate, when our game doesn't get canceled and someone else's does, that, we get to play basketball. So it's something we're all grateful for.
Thank you.
We'll go now to Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Jordan. I'm curious about how you're kind of viewing your production levels. I know you're not, the scoring and even your shots aren't there, but you're rebounding. You've had big steals or blocks games. I'm just curious how you're measuring your own, your production and just what that's been like. I assume as a basketball player, it's easy to judge your own performances by points and things like that, like you did a year ago. Just how has this been? How do you think it's been for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Something I'm thinking about a lot. At the end of the day, and like I said before I even got here, I just want to win basketball games. Whether or not, I play how I want to play, or someone else has a great game, I just want to win basketball games. As far as my production, I mentioned this before. Getting used to a new system was something. How do I word it? I just didn't expect, it was my first time transferring. I didn't know what was going to come at me. I didn't know the curveballs that were going to get thrown at me. I didn't know, the adjustment period. So, it's just taking things one day at a time, staying in the gym, making sure I'm staying positive. Like I said, we're winning basketball games, and that's all that matters, honestly and truly to me, because at the end of the day, we all just want to win. But I see myself in the future getting more comfortable. I am getting more comfortable, and adding a little bit more production to my game to help us win.
Jordan, just to follow, does it help? The minutes are still there. You've had games over 30, 35 minutes. Does that help that the coaches, they believe in you and you're out there? Is that helping with this process and kind of maybe adjustment?
100%. I take pride in the defensive side. I think I've been playing really, really, really good defense as of late in our last couple games. So, defense is something that, doesn't take skill, it takes effort. So, if the ball is not falling, I know I can go to the other side and help my teammates on the defensive side especially. And I think, that's why my minutes have stayed the same, because I made a really conscientious effort to defend really well.
Going now to Cal Friedman from WVUM. Cal.
Hey, Jordan, I had two questions for you. The first one kind of leads off the question that was asked before. You've had 29 rebounds in your last 3 games. You had a season high 11 against Stetson. Has it been in being the right place at the right time, or has it been more of a comfort thing growing into this system? And then the second question I had was, you had a small taste of what AC basketball was like when you helped lead that comeback against Clemson. How prepared do you feel for conference play for the rest of the year?
Yeah, good questions. To answer the first part, I think it's a little bit of both, being in the right place at the right time, also comfort. Also, rebounding is just something I take pride in, that I think I do especially well. So, again, it's another effort thing. It doesn't take skill. It's just how bad you want the ball. So I think I want it pretty bad. I think it's shown over the past couple games, any way I can help, I want to help. As far as ACC play, yeah, I remember playing Clemson, really good team. I expect nothing but all the rest of the games to be just close. and to be that high level of competition. I'm really excited for it though, just as all of the rest of us are. Conference play is something that, you look forward to. Because that's when the best basketball comes out. That's when everybody wants to win. Every win and loss counts towards your standing. So I think it should be fun. Obviously, we're taking it really serious, but at the same time, we want to manage, having fun playing basketball, but also, getting these W's under our belt.
Anything else for Jordan? I know Wyatt Copeland just put his hand up. We'll go to Wyatt now. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jordan, obviously you and Sam have continued to work in tandem, working in the starting lineup together. How integral has he continued to be throughout this win streak, the longest one of the season? Coach L mentioned that you guys are a much more smaller team, trying to play more small ball out there and take the ACC by storm. What are your thoughts on him as he continues to produce out there with you?
Yeah, Sam's a great player. He's really smart. His IQ is probably one of the most intelligent basketball players I've played with. Sam just has a really good knack for the game of basketball. You can tell he really understands it, and especially him being in the system in this system for a long time. You can tell that him and Coach L are on the same page, and he knows what Coach L wants from him, and he knows how to excel in his position. I think of Sam as a vet. He plays like it. He just always does the right thing. Obviously basketball's a game of mistakes, and no one's going to be perfect. However, I think Sam always does a little bit more good than he does bad each game. So he's a huge part to our success.
Go back to Chris Stock.
Yeah, Jordan, just do you have any connections with Sebron, just Virginia area? Do you know much about him? And then just what have you seen from him this season?
Yeah, we played each other back in high school, especially AAU. He was in my same what do you call it? We were 4A. I can't think of the name right now, but he was also too. My senior year, we lost in the state semis, and we were supposed to play them in the championship if we were to win. But I've played against them in AAU. We never really had a conversation, but I'm sure, I'll say what's up to him when he comes out. But I'm sure his game has evolved since then. So I'm looking forward to playing against him again.